Wow, this is so crazy to be coming to you through this Zoom session on sponsoring. If you had known me 10 years ago, you would have been thinking there is no way this is the person they're ever going to ask you to join in on a call about sponsoring. But a little bit about my story. Back then, 10 years ago, I was that consultant who joined your team and would say, I don't need any help. I'll do it on my own. Don't call me. I'll call you. I was a bare minimum seller. I wanted to do just a little bit amount that was needed to stay an active consultant and get my products at a discounted price. It was about 4.5 years into my business when I decided to attend Taste and Trends. Now, I didn't know what to expect, but for some reason I said yes. There was a shift in my mind that said, go ahead and give this a try. So I went to the meeting, and I was immediately surprised and amazed by what I was experiencing. I saw people celebrating successes that each other had had. I saw the red carpet that people walked on to cheer them on for all of the great things that they had been doing in that first half of the year. I experienced the camaraderie of people who hadn't seen each other in a little while, but were so excited to see each other and catch up. And then I also experienced the stories of success and growth and change in people that they had not even believed that could happen in themselves. The energy in that room that day was a game changer. I wanted to be a part of that. It was a side of Tastefully Simple that I had never known existed, but I knew back then that I wanted it in my life. It was the first shift in a business that would change my life forever. What we continued to talk about that day blew my mind even more. They started to talk about these incentive trips that you could earn. I was like, what? There's a trip I can earn? And during the goal session, planning session that day, I sat myself down and started to work on the plan to earn the trip. Now, it didn't take me long to realize that I was not going to be able to earn the trip by my sales alone because I was still teaching full time, and that took a lot of my time. So I knew I was going to have to open my mind and my heart to the opportunity of sharing it with others. And so I did. And I think that I look back on that day and I think how amazing that day was that I was there. And this quote makes me really think about that game changer of a day. This is a quote by Wayne Dyer. He says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that was totally the way all of Tastefully Simple happened that day. The way that I looked at Tastefully Simple hadn't really changed, but things about it changed just because of the way I was looking at it. The very first thing that I did was I started to work my business on a regular basis. I was intentional about partying monthly, and in those parties, I would make a point to sprinkle about the job opportunity that people might be interested in. Anyone who showed any interest in the business at all, I would talk to. I would have to say I probably talked way more than I needed to, and I probably drove a few more people away than I probably than joined that year. But by the end of the year, 3 people had decided to join the team. We were now a team and on our way. And yes, I did earn the trip. Now over time though, the way that I share the opportunity has definitely changed. And what keeps me sponsoring is the systems that I've developed over time. It's all about being consistent. And I have to say, I hope these tips help you, but the very first tip is about your attitude. When my attitude changed, I was able to open up and offer the opportunity to others. I was so busy before saying no, 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 that when I opened my mind and heart up, the opportunities came to me to talk to other people. And it made my eyes open so that I could offer the opportunity to see people that wanted the opportunity. How this worked was being intentional. I'm very intentional about talking with my hostesses before the party and allowing them to know just what's available to them as the possible new consultant, and the fact that if they did decide to join, that this party that they're about to have could be their launch party, and I would be there with them every step of the way. The other way that I'm very intentional about sponsoring is during the parties. While I'm at the party, I'm trying to gauge what people are feeling about the business opportunity. So by the end of the presentation, I ask these 3 questions, and you've probably heard me say them before, but I'm going to say them again. These questions I ask my guests to write on their order form. The first one is, what do you think would be the most fun about my job? The second question is, what amount of money would make a difference in your family budget each month? And the third question is, when would be the best time to connect and talk a little bit more about Tastefully Simple and what it has to offer? Now, this opportunity of being intentional and gauging my guests on whether or not this is a good fit for them allows me to move into my next system, and that is to move quickly. Moving quickly is so very important because research shows that every day that passes, you lose 10% of the person's interest in joining your team or hosting a party or even placing an order. So it's important to move quickly once you know that someone is interested. And when I set up a call with someone, after I've attracted them in the actual 3 questions that I ask, then I'm going to confirm when's the best time to talk. And then at that point, we're going to engage in conversation, and I'm going to educate about what Tastefully Simple has available. At the end of that conversation, of course, I'm going to see if they're ready to make a decision. But that's not always the case. Not everyone is ready to make a decision right away. And so my next step, or my next part of my system that I have in place, is the follow-up. And again, like I said, I know that not everyone's going to jump on right away and join the team. And so follow-up is key. I'm going to set up a time to follow up with a person who might not be ready to make a decision just yet. Just because they said they're not sure yet, or because they said maybe, please keep that in mind. That is not a no. So don't write that off. Don't write that conversation off as, oh, it's never going to happen. Go back and follow up. I actually have a consultant on my team who joined in April, and he is someone that I talked to for months, actually. Back and forth, we would talk back and forth, and eventually it was the right time for him to join the team. And I'm so glad that Chris decided to say yes. And I'm also glad that I decided not to give up. So again, in your system, keep it in mind to follow up, follow up, follow up. The other thing that I want to mention is making sure that you listen. I was that girl that verbal vomited over everyone at the beginning. Like I said, just ask Deb Segbers. She can probably tell you. I thought that if I gave all of the information out, that it was going to be enough to have someone say yes. But in reality, it's about listening what people need. Listening to their stories and hearing where they're at and how Tastefully Simple might fit into their lives. And then moving forward to share the information. People are going to say no. Please keep that in mind. It's not personal. It's not about you. They're going to say no. But guess what? You're never going to get the yeses if you don't go for no. There'll be no's, but along the way, there's going to be a lot of great yeses. So don't get down when you get those. Think about how you can talk differently and speak differently with people and keep moving forward. As time has gone on, I've definitely shifted my mindset and the way that I sponsor and work my business and grow my business each year. The biggest first shift, I would say, is that I just ask. I finally got to a point where I was like, get over myself, get moving, get over yourself, all right? And offer the chance to grow. If someone hadn't offered the chance for me to grow, I wouldn't have been able to retire from teaching and do this as my full-time job. I wouldn't have been able to meet so many wonderful people like you and people that I continue to meet in this business. So the big thing is, I want you to know to get over yourself, offer the opportunity, continue to grow in your confidence, earn cash, enjoy delicious food, meet new people, And keep in mind that offering is not being pushy. You are offering people a chance for a better, more delicious life. The next shift that I have is it's not about me. Early on, yes, I have to say, even now, I still want to grow my team. I want to build confidence. I want to earn the trips. Heck yeah, I want to earn the trips. And I even want better paychecks because, like I said, now this is my full-time job since I left teaching. But at the end of the day, it's not all about me. It's about my team. And when they're happy, I'm happy. When I can help them grow and achieve the things that they're setting for themselves, that's a huge win. It's about them and what I can do to help serve them and help them become who they want to be in this business. Every day is a great day to join Tastefully Simple. Your attitude and your openness to the possibilities can be the shift you need to take your business to all new heights. I wish you nothing but success in this journey of a wonderful, delicious life.